Welcome to the Wolf Pit. Hey, we're doing Christmas dinner tonight, and we're doing a standing rib roast. Some people call this a prime rib. It's not a prime rib because it's a choice cut of meat. You only have prime rib when it's a prime cut of meat, like a steak or whatever. But anyway, as you can see, this is a very nice piece of meat, and it weighs in at 9.59 pounds. And we're going to cook this at 500 degrees for 48 minutes. That's 5 minutes per pound. Okay, but what we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead and season it up with a little bit of Worcestershire sauce and some kosher salt and black pepper. So we're going to start off just by splashing a couple gulps or two of Worcestershire all over this. Just spread it around, and this is only as a gluing agent, just to help the seasoning stick on a little bit better. You might get a little bit of flavor through it, but you're not going to get a whole lot. It just basically moistens up. All right. It just basically moistens the meat and gives the salt and pepper something to adhere to. So I got equal parts of well, actually probably 2 to 1 on here of kosher salt. 2 parts kosher salt, 1 part black pepper, and we're gonna put a big pile right here. And you always use twice as much salt as you think you need. It's a very, very big piece of meat. It's very dense, and the meat's not gonna absorb all that salt. Like I said, this looks like an abundant amount of salt. This roast has been sitting out for about 6 hours at room temperature. And you want to do that so you can get a very uniform rareness throughout. And we're shooting for a medium rare throughout this whole cut. If you have folks that don't want to eat medium rare, you can always slice it and put it back in the oven for a while, or you can just slice it and just sear it off in a pan like as you would a steak. But the optimal way to eat this is medium rare. But not everybody likes the same type of thing, so you just do it different ways. And the salt and the pepper is going to make a really nice crust on top of this as well. And then when you cut into it, you're going to have the nice salty, spicy crust on your very succulent rib roast. So, all right, so we're about done here, and we're going to put this into, like I said, a 500 degree oven for 5 minutes per pound. And this comes out to be like 47 minutes and some seconds. So we're going to round up to 48 minutes at 500 degrees. And then what we're going to do is turn the oven off and do not open or touch it or do a thing for 2 hours. Just let it sit. All right, there we go. The roast has been in the oven for 2 hours and 48 minutes. 48 minutes of which it was at 500 degrees. And the other 2 hours it's been just sitting and resting. So now we're gonna remove it from the pan, put it on a cutting board, defat the drippings, and make the au jus out of that. All right, here we go with the beef drippings from the rib roast, and we're gonna go ahead and add in. We're gonna go ahead and get ready to add in some flour here. Not necessarily using the flour to thicken it, but just for a little bit of body in this. We're gonna use roughly about a teaspoon. Like I said, we're not trying to make a roux out of this. Okay, now we have roughly about a cup and a half of red wine we're going to deglaze this with and cook down, get the alcohol flavor out of. Bring this back up to a boil, get all the good drippings off the bottom of the pan, and we'll have our au jus. You could add in some herbs if you wanted now, but we're going to keep this simple with the salt and pepper from the roast. All right, there we go. Our au jus is about done. All the bits and stuff are off the bottom. And and it's reduced by about half to get the wine flavor out of it. Mix with the beef, and everything should be good. So we're going to go ahead and turn this off and slice up our meat and eat. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start slicing this. What are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to go ahead and slice this into some nice serving size slices. Perfectly done. All right, there we go with the roasts all cut up, and we're ready to serve it up.